Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. So welcome back to Challenger Spectate. So this is the series that we spectate a Challenger game. Just kind of see what they do differently, what's their strategies, how do they get fed if they do, and just kind of break down the games. And again, we're going with champions that I have an interest in playing myself, because obviously then it's educational for both you guys and me. And obviously I'll commentate and like kind of look over the basic stuff, and obviously in the background I'll probably be like kind of just like taking in all that the person's doing, and then I can apply it to when I want to play the champion. So today's featured champion is Aurelion Sol, and we're going to be highlighting the player Diablo V2. Obviously V2 means version 2, so maybe he's got a different account, but this is what I found to be the highest ranked Aurelion Sol player in two ways. The first way is on lolskill.net, a website that kind of like looks at players and judges like how good they are at champions. He is the best EU West Aurelion Sol. The best Aurelion Sol apparently overall is a guy called Sweaty A Sol. He's on North America, but obviously I'm just looking at EU West at the moment. And then also he's in lolskill, he's the highest rated. Meanwhile, Invade is coming in top lane, he does go down. So in lolskill is the highest rating, and also in actual terms of rating, he's roughly top 50 challenger on EU West. So obviously a very high ranked challenger player there. So just to break a few things down, squadding early against a Syndra, has gone for Phase Rush, and then obviously opting for Phase Rush with Corrupting Potion and Minion Dematerializer. So it would be Sorcery and Inspiration for the runes. Against a Syndra who's gone Electrocute. So in the 1v1 strength of these two champions, you'd probably wager that Syndra has more 1v1 strength, but Aurelion obviously has better tools for roaming and just doing things around the map in that type of avenue. So here's level 1. So this is the thing that I've spoke about, before, is the level 1 push of Aurelion Sol. So he's popped a Corrupting Potion instantly. I think that's something that I probably didn't do. He's getting, as you can see, he's getting auto attacks in with also getting all farm. Got all 6. He pushes the farm in. He's denying the enemy mid laner. There's 2 minions she doesn't get. So she's got 2 out of 6 so far. So she got 4 out of 6. Aurelion got 6 out of 6. And also Syndra lost a bit of health in that whole exchange. So every single time he's going for this W play, you'll notice already, again, I'm already noticing, he pops a Corrupting Potion the instant he opens up his W for this really big early push. Got Vision of Kindred there on the minimap. I don't know if he saw it, but she was just here, so she could be looking for a gank or a big one behind. He's going to back out, looking a little bit down the bot side, Lee Sin potentially coming for a gank himself. But that's it so far. So again, maintaining that 2 CS lead, give or take. Again, popping the 3rd Corrupting Potion stack, looking to push her in, actually going for some more damage on her now, but also maintaining hitting minions at the same time. Does actually get chunked quite a bit there, so does probably want to back out, and I'm expecting this Diablo guy to probably base. Again, when the early push happens, they use all the Corrupting stacks, and they go back, and then they got E, which they'll then use to get back to lane a little bit quicker than the average mid laner. So he goes back, buys himself a Dark Seal. I was like, is he waiting for health? He is going to be waiting for his health. Not full amount of health, though, because by the time he gets back to lane, he will regen quite a bit of that. So that's why. Again, I've seen people say that before. Why don't higher rating players stay to get full health, full mana? It's because by the time you're getting to your lane, your regen is getting you close enough that it doesn't matter. Like, if he gets down here, it says 605, 607. Remember, Syndra's auto attacks are about 40 damage. So he's really only missing out less than, an auto attack. So he got there a little bit quicker. Could argue that him being there gave him 1 more farm. It's worth it. He's at full health now. There's been no negative to him missing out on that little bit of health by staying in the base longer. That's why high rating players don't always stay at maximum health and mana. So potential roam coming out. This is something that I definitely want to look how he's doing it, why he's doing it. So why is he doing it? He pushed in the wave, then looks for a roam. Obviously a lot of pings coming from the Syndra, which, we know because we're watching a replay. He will guess, obviously. Boom, Corrupting Potion stack yet again. Uses his Dematerializer on the cannon. So it's always like the angle that he's on to the side to then, sweep the whole wave. So he's getting both the melees and the range minions in the entire loop of the star. Invade coming out. Don't think anything is going to be made from it, to be honest. Very little vision in like the nearer side of the lane. Meanwhile, Olaf dies for the 2nd time this game. He is both deaths. Enemy team is slightly ahead on gold. Potentially a little play happening here. Syndra does flash. Aatrox cuts his own E short, basically just to duke out the Syndra, forcing her flash. Potential play happening here. We know the enemy bot lane isn't coming. Lee Sin not looking for anything. Misses his Q. Aurelion dealing a lot of damage. Going for that double stun. Does land the double stun. Really nice play by him. Syndra going for the all-in. Aurelion does flash away. And boom, they get 1 kill. They get 2 flashes. Syndra ignite and a kill. So that's really good. Good hook by Blitzcrank. That's definitely a dodge. Brom. Lucian just looking for the all-in, which is questionable. Probably going to make his way out. And he'll be fine. Don't know if that's a rage quit or what. Again, this is Challenger EU West. So I will say, if Lucy does go down as well, the rage quitting is likely what happened there. The reason, just to explain, when you're in Challenger, all these players will generally have amazing computers and amazing internet connections. You can't really be Challenger with bad setups, or it's incredibly hard to be. So it's likely that Brom alt F forward from getting hooked into the tower, being really unhappy, and then reconnecting, like, you know, it's basically like a little small hissy fit. He rage quit alt F forwards while he's dead. He comes back before the champion spawns. Probably is what happened there. Again, just because you're Challenger doesn't mean you're going to avoid rages. Arguably, Challenger has an incredible high percentage of rages more anywhere in the game. So Infernal Dragon also is the first dragon, by the way. So it is worth, you know, pointing that out, that it is going to benefit arguably both teams equally, because both teams have tank supports. Remember that Infernal Dragon gives both AD and AP ratios. Syndra gets caught in a stun. Really nice play by Aurelion. Does go for an ultimate, just gets a very low, gets stunned, can't finish off the kill. Olaf getting ganked in the top lane. Aurelion looking for a roam. Obviously, pretty low mana. And if you look in the items, a null mantle as the first item. Lee Sin is nearby. This potentially is going to go well for his team. He does go for a weird flash play. Aurelion now in the back line. Going to probably go for the Kindred because it's a free kill first. 1 kill. Then while the regen is happening, misses his stun, but is going to pick himself up a double kill. Again, Aurelion is known for a roaming champion, but that wasn't, I think, an exclusive Aurelion Sol roam. That was forcing his lane opponent out of lane and then going up top lane when his team was in trouble. Like, you could have done that on LeBlanc, you could have even done that on Malzahar, and it probably would have worked more or less the same. But he now makes himself 201. His boot of choice, first item is Mercury Treads, which I can guarantee is because he doesn't want to get Syndra stunned. Because again, stuns hurt Aurelion obviously a lot. He is what I'd call a movement champion. He's all about movement, positional movement, to make his stars hit people. If you're stunned, if you're getting CC, you obviously can't do that. So he's trying to minimize how much those stuns are going to be affecting him, and also reduce the damage that Syndra's doing in general. Obviously, I mentioned earlier, so there's the stun. They both stun each other. The Syndra, as you can clearly see, has advantage in the 1v1 damage. So Mercury Treads is definitely the boot of choice this game. Will mention his usage of Dematerializer is only going for cannon minions. That is worth pointing out. Bot lane does die after they get 1 kill. Both of them are dead. They top lane just kill. Again, I'm focusing only on the Aurelion because I wanted to see what he's doing. Again, looking for that roam. He's looked for a few roams already. He's evenish enough farm with a Syndra that it's not a concern. That play that just happened in bot lane, by the way, does open up the Infernal Dragon for the enemy team. So far, this game is kind of even. The gold has swapped back over to the Aurelion's teams being more or less 100/200 gold ahead, where the enemy team before was ahead. You can see they are doing the Infernal Dragon that we know. We can see them spam pinging the percentage of it. We knew they were doing it, even though there was no vision. Like, Aurelion's team would have known they were doing it. That's the point. So again, going to the side, pushing it in, using... he doesn't use a Corrupting Potion this time, does pick up all the farm. Don't know where the Syndra's gone. She is over here, I think. Potential invade happening. Control ward giving vision. They're just taking some of the farm away from the enemy team. Potentially, like, maybe for a dive in the bot lane. But there is a control ward here, so the enemy team will know. Aurelion, don't think he knew that that was coming. Syndra and Kindred just waiting again. That all that play would have happened because they didn't pay attention to that control ward. Again, even Challenger players miss control wards. Alright, so there's going to be a 4v3 situation. That's first blood tower, though. Aurelion goes for a double stun. Really nice play by him. Does get himself out with, you know, very little health. Kindred extremely low. They pick up the Blitzcrank. Lucian is not getting focused that heavily by the important targets. Picks himself up a double kill. And that's going to be that. Aurelion, small mistake by him, didn't need to do that, gets himself killed for probably no reason. And now the Jhin is also himself 4-1-3. He has behind him farm, and the first blood tower does happen in bot lane. So overall, probably worth for the red side to do that. You can see the gold lead has grown considerably because of the early tower gold lead. First blood gold, etc. But yeah, not a terrible situation. Braum is looking just to kite this away from the tower to minimize the damage that Jhin can do to the tower, which I think he did a good job of. It basically stops the Jhin auto-attacking the tower because he used the bullets of Braum instead. And then, yeah, no real big tower damage done in return of that play. So Lee Sin is probably going to be handing over blue to the Aurelion. He obviously is building his Blasting Wand and Ruby, which I presume is going to be for the first actual item of a Riley Crystal Scepter. Again, Aurelion is both built for movement speed himself. He wants to be quick himself with phase rush, etc. But he's also denying movement speed. Wants to slow enemy teams to make sure he can position them as he wants. Very effective. Again, I'm interested in this champion because I think it suits me. Mechanically, he's not the most mechanically intense champion out there. He's relatively basic, to be honest. Lucian does get hooked and does die. But yeah, he's relatively basic in most regards. But he has a lot of decision-making, which I quite like, obviously. And, you know, he's not brain-dead mechanics. He still has them. You still have to be good to play him. If you're a bad Aurelion, you are going to be very bad. It's all about positional mechanics. And decision-making is really this champion. So I'm interested. Again, pre-season, I've told you guys again before, it's all going to be about picking up new champions for me. Again, in Season 9, I'm sure we'll definitely play champions we do play normally. So if you're watching my channel for specific champions, those champions won't go away. But I definitely want to expand the champions that I'd call myself good on. So yeah, Kindred was attempting to do that by herself. Aurelion just trying to, you know, kite a little bit. Does force the flash, which is really nice. And now this Rift Herald is arguably going to be, you know, stolen. Aurelion, don't really know what that play was about, but he now is looking for the Kindred. He could use his ultimate to blow her away, but he's just going to wait until the ultimate runs out. Aatrox does come in the back line. Gonna flash by the Aurelion. Lucian's making his way on full health, and I think that's going to pretty much be it. The Rift Herald taken by Lee Sin, who arguably you don't really want to have the Rift Herald as a champion, but he's going to use it just instantly. Again, the reason why you don't want a Lee Sin to have it is because... And he actually gets it cancelled. Wow, that was pretty bad by Lee. But yeah, you don't want really a Lee to take it because you're taking away his trinkets, which is taking away his jump potential, ward jumps. But yeah, he was a little bit too crazy using it. He doesn't have vision over the wall. He uses it over the wall, and he gets Aatrox just Qs over the wall and stops the Lee Sin. So that is a completely wasted Rift Herald. Pretty sloppy, actually. Again, not surprising the Lee Sin would have wanted to use it straight away because he doesn't want Rift Herald. He wants to have his ward trinket available. It was the fact that he didn't put vision over the wall to know if someone's there to stop him. Like, it didn't have to be Aatrox over the wall. Blitzcrank could have been over the wall and could have stopped him, like anything. So, yeah, again, challenger players, and again, still make mistakes. Again, I'm saying, again, too much. Sorry. Sometimes when you're in a commentary, you can get one word in your mind, and it's hard to kind of stop saying it. But challenger players is something that a lot of people get confused about, and why I like doing this series, not just for the educational factor, but actually another educational point is to prove that challenger players still make mistakes. They're humans after all, they're going to make mistakes. This is solo queue, you know, there's no money on the line for these games, it's just their video game time that obviously they're very good players of, but they're still going to make mistakes. So grouping is now happening. I believe a Infernal Dragon is on the table. Obviously, red team would probably want to try and get that because they didn't get the first one. So they get mid lane, which gives pressure. You can clearly see Jhin up in the top lane. Arguably mispositioning because it's only 30 seconds till the dragon. Is he really going to have enough time to come down for that dragon? Arguably no. Olaf's going top lane. He has teleport up in, you know, I don't know, roughly 30 seconds. So I'd say this is a mistake by Jhin, potentially giving up this Infernal if... Meanwhile, a play happening, getting stopped by the Syndra stun. If they do this Infernal straight away, this is a big mistake by Jhin. Again, Olaf could even try to run it and kill this Jhin if he's not careful. which might be happening right now. Again, little play happening. Olaf's going to back out. Play happening in bot lane. Very desperate Blitzcrank play. Going under the tower, not even getting the hook. And now potentially the enemy team overstaying to get collapsed on. So let's watch how this goes. Blitzcrank, I imagine, was waiting in a bush. Lee Sin kicks him instantly. Really nice kick by Lee Sin. Instant kill. No Kindred ult to be seen. They get absolutely bursted without any play by the enemy team. You can see the Riley effect now by the Aurelion with the Merc Treads, letting people, you know, not letting them get away. And again, the way that it works and why Riley is so good for this champion is the slow percentage that it gives, even with tier 2 boots on the enemy team, is practically the perfect movement speed to keep people perfect distance away from you at your maximum W range. It's so annoying to deal with. And that's why I think Aurelion's a really good pick. Again, he's not easy to play. Again, like I said earlier, his mechanics aren't that hard. I don't want to make the point that he's not easy. You can't just play this champion. You'll probably feed if you do. It's basically, I'd put him very much in the same category as Karthus or Malzahar. Is that some people think, oh, mechanically he's not that intense. But if you try him and you go in there a little bit cocky, oh, he's not that hard to play, you'll feed like crazy. You will not be that useful. But we've seen how useful this guy has been from the point that he's ahead in farm in his mid lane. He's had good pressure at mid, but he has roamed a lot. And this is why this guy is the best Aurelion Sol on EU West, is he's maximizing what the champion does. Now, I don't really know what's going on here. Potentially typing, maybe. Lucian does go for a full engage, gets one kill. Aurelion finally decides to join the fight. Blitzcrank flashes in the line that Aurelion Sol ultimate was going, so a little bit confusing there. So this game, what looks to be turning into a kind of a stomp. Like I mentioned to you guys, is sometimes I like looking into like big victories in Challenge Spectate, because I sometimes can't get my head around how does a Challenger game snowball. Is that, yes, technically the best players are snowballing, but they're against the best players too. These aren't Challenger players versus, you know, Silver players or Gold players. These are Challengers versus Challengers, yet a snowball is happening. And it's why snowballing in League of Legends is such a powerful thing. It's hard to stop. Again, one play can stop. It's all about momentum. If you stop the momentum, you slow down their play entirely. Don't really know why Kindred's going for this play. Okay, she just kills him. Again, misplay by the Aurelion 100%. If he jumped in the Kindred ultimate, that would have been a better idea, but he just ran away. And again, his deaths, by the way, do mean quite a lot. Big play happening here. Lee Sin gets a kill. Brom does manage to survive. Don't know why the Ignite was happening. Jhin coming in for an aggression play. Brom's going to survive for now. If they just run away, keep their cool, they will, you know, come out this team fight really nice. Brom stays around a little bit too much, a little bit greedy there. Lee Sin looking for a pick, does manage to get it. Aatrox, the Flappy Bird himself, trying to pick up something. He will kill the Lee Sin, and Olaf probably will end up dead by the overall play. Again, very risky plays that are happening. Again, you're doing this all without the AD carry. Questionable, but when you're ahead, you sometimes go for crazy plays. Again, Lucian gonna just do some top lane tower damage. Arguably, you know, why is he there? Don't really know. He's not gonna be achieving that much. He may have killed top lane tower just now, but arguable to stay. Build-wise, to Riley into Magi, by the way. Again, Magi, it seems to be quite an effective item on Aurelion. Why? Because of the roaming that you do. How much roaming you do is going to give you quite a lot of assists. And those assists, even if you're not getting kills, translate to Magi stacks. Because even though this Aurelion is fed, look at his KDA. He has got more assists than he does kills. That's kind of what Aurelion does. Even though, yes, you can get kills, you can get fed, you also get a lot of assists. So a Magi's is quite effective. And again, he's pretty good at not dying. If you're a good Aurelion Sol, he's quite effective at not dying because you can keep people at bay with your slows. If they want to directly get to you, if they're melee or whatever, they have to run through your stars that deal damage. You've got your ultimate to throw people away. Sorry, something in my throat. So he is actually very effective also not dying. Again, not if you're an average Aurelion Sol player or a bad Aurelion Sol player, but if you're a good Aurelion Sol player, it's kind of like Janna. Janna as a support is pretty much the only support that I would deem Magi as a good item for. Maybe Soraka, but a good Janna will basically never die. Alright, so I would expect potentially them to start grouping and like just look to close this game. One of the most effective champions on the enemy team to stop their grouping is Syndra with her EQ combo or QE combo, and she's 1 and 6, so she is not really going to be that effective because she's relatively weak. So Aurelion is going to make his way in. I presume he's going to come in with a massive star, maybe. He's not, actually. Lee Sin going for a play. Really nice play on the Jhin. Nothing that Jhin can do. Very clean Lee Sin. Again, this is Challenger play, right? So you're going to see this type of thing. Aurelion Sol split pusher. Not Aurelion. Aatrox split pushing. And potentially Baron is on the table for red team. And also worth noting, Mountain Dragon is the next dragon. So again, very clean play. Again, I need to stop saying again. We've seen both the Aurelion and the Lee Sin have been kind of taken over this game. Obviously, Lucian's had a great performance too, but he's relatively just stayed and done his normal job, where Aurelion and Lee have taken over the map. So they're going for this early Baron. Very risky. If it goes wrong, this is the comeback potential that I was talking about, the momentum shift. If this Baron gets stolen, all the momentum could go over to blue team. Because, again, it's a 5,000 roughly gold lead. I've come back from more than that. I'm sure you guys have too. Kindra just gets completely bursted. Aurelion Solo with the Lucian combo just finishes off the Kindred that before she can ult. Aurelion picks off in the back line. With the slows, I presume after the Aatrox's ult is done, he's probably going to flash and survive. Jhin mispositioning, does get himself caught. Olaf's got to position himself the same side as where the jumpy jump would go. So basically...
off the list.
Someone just randomly subbed on Twitch, even if I'm not streaming right now. That's random. But they just surrendered. Again, they were just getting beat. The reason why they surrendered there, they got beat, they got aced. That would have then been a Baron, and then from that point in a Challenger game, there's probably not really a comeback. But yeah, we randomly just had a Twitch sub, even though I'm not streaming right now. We're doing this locally instead. Thanks to whoever just subbed. You'll know who you are. But there you go. Challenger, Aurelion Sol. He finishes the game with 20 stacks of Medjais. Incredible play, really. Like, again, the early game was a bit iffy. He didn't get fed in the early game that much, but he just kept his cool, just ramped up. Again, he didn't get fed by getting, like, a quadra kill anyway. He was just, little kill here, 2 assists there. Just slowly working his way to 8-2-11 with 20 stacks of Medjais, with his finishing build of Rylai Zhonya's with 20 stacks, with also rushing Mertrez as first item. So I've learned quite a bit. I probably will maybe do an Aurelion Sol game in my next recording session, trying to take these lessons and, push the lane, look for a roam. If it doesn't work, just go straight back to lane, push it again with your corrupting W combo, then look for a roam. That's what this champion's all about. So anyway, that was it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what other champions you want to see in Challenger Spectates, because I enjoy doing this series. I think you guys do too. Again, if you do enjoy, please throw a like on the video. It only takes a second, and it does a lot more than you guys think it does in the background of the YouTube algorithm. So I really appreciate if you do throw a like on the video. But yeah, like, subscribe. See you guys next time. See ya.